2 minutes. Whoa, watch out. Watch yourself. I do not want to have to buy a new TV for this office. I'd rather buy a trash can.
It's not meant to be a trash can.
What?
There's no trash can.
No, his trash can probably go bad. I bet he like borrows it.
I feel like it would be cool if I stopped by and bought a whole bunch of stuff.
It was
When he messaged me, I was like, "This message."
I would be happy.
because like I didn't have your numbers. I'm like, "Oh, picture."
We might.
Like you have like the.
I'm sure we can figure that out. The next door, there's a couple offices, the other offices.
That's such a good picture. It was my debutante picture. Really?
Yeah, so I debuted last Thanksgiving. Last Thanksgiving Eve was my first debut, and then I had 2 other in December, and I so next.
Welcome, Pilot Hub over there. Welcome. Welcome, Josie Dacko. Welcome, Kate Pinsker. Welcome, Kevin Shen. Welcome, Luke Laughlin. Welcome, Malcolm Ali. Welcome, Samantha's iPhone. That might be a Scribano, I'm not sure. Welcome, Mr. Tracer Parrish. Welcome, Trey Hall. Welcome, Mr. Zach Schachter. Welcome, Malloy. Malloy. Welcome, Moises. Welcome, Marty Grady Jr. Welcome, Marty Grady Jr. Yes. Welcome, Rihanna. I see you. Jeremy with the haircut. Wow. So fresh and so clean. Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red. No, just Little Red. Little Red. Or Red Flyer. Your new nickname, Abby Dumonceau, is Red Flyer. Yeah. Mr. Austin. Best phone in TLA, Austin Rodriguez. Best phone in TLA. He's got a flip phone. He's got a flip phone. It's awesome.
Those are the best. You get so angry and just.
Delgado, pan around. Let me see who else is there. It's Erica. There you go. Look at that. Fresh cut. Everyone's cutting their hair off. Yes. Palayo. Look at that. Look at a handsome Palayo over there. My God. Speaking of handsome, look at Ronald Rivera. My gosh. Who's behind Palayo? I can't see. Is that a superstar in the back? I can't see. Is that Aliman? It's not focused. Oh, okay. There he is. Other side, David. Who else? That's Alex. I see Alex. Oh, look at that crew. Blyer. All right. All right, welcome everybody. We're going to roll and we're going to get started here.
I give it to you. I want to teach them.
Like they're easier that way, and they're way more fun.
That way.
Okay. Welcome. If you're from Tally, give me these half. Only half. That's fine. We're losing the half right now. That's fine. I understand. If I moved to Pittsburgh and they said, "Hey, everyone in part of this team have to do something Pittsburgh Steelers related," I'd do half of whatever they did. So that's fine. Feel that. All right, welcome. How about virtually? Can we get some use virtually? There we go. Okay. So before we get started, I want to kick off by saying thank you. And we're walking. Is that my Olean? And we're walking. Okay. Side note: I can't wait for Olean when we're all walking. All of us, all 70 of us, by the way. Last year we had 26 from Florida Caribbean. We're gonna have 70. That's a mob. That's a squad. And that's gonna make it much easier to rescue whoever we throw over. Right, next level?
Yeah.
Last year was so hard. Yeah, okay. I want to thank the next level group. We kicked off, and I don't mean this disrespectfully. We could not have the rest of this prep today. And what we got done with next level is already going to move Florida United into 17, 18, and 19. Rest of 17 through 18 and 19. I want to say thanks. We could kind of turn around and take a look and recognize our next level group also virtually. Can we welcome? Thank you, our next level group. Ready? Better yet, give them the slow, awkward clap. That I can't believe she just said an awkward clap. Ready? Go. Good. All right. And we all know what we're going to expect from you. You could probably deliver this slide. I hope you have this slide memorized, because when you have an engaged, 100% engaged leader, we know we're going to be taking notes. We know you're going to find clarity. We know we're going to seek best practices, and you guys know that. So I want to share a few quick thoughts before we get in. And I thought of this group specifically, and I think of TLA every year when I think about adversity. Okay, the caca poo poo mierda has hit the fan. Right, everything but the bad word has hit the fan in multiple ways. For some of us, it's one class in Francais. It's French. One of you, French is the most stressful thing to your life right now. That French level 2, I believe. For some of you, you're laughing at me. French, that's the challenge. That might be the world's biggest challenge. For some of you, it's recovering from a hurricane and sweeping gallons of water out of your office. That's graceful less. Right? For some of you, it's just now getting phone service. Almost a week plus since the hurricane. Almost a week, not quite. Right? For some of you, it's a car situation. For some of you, it's finances. And that great startup that you now just had to release to pay all your bills is no longer startup. It just went all to your bills. For some of you, and I'm going to stop there, ready? You tell me, what rough seas are we going through right now? List them out. What's hitting you right now in the face as we get into D2? What are some of the things? What's your version of French and car? Yell them out. Mark. Lawsuit. Great. Not the first one I've seen in TLA. Lawsuit. Yeah, it's called getting sued. Lawsuit. Look it up. What else? Classes. Not getting anyone here like not getting classes the schedule you want? Okay. What else? Next level. First year. Anyone? Irma Gersh. and Maria. What else? Charges on your account branches. Kits. What do I have to do to get my money released? Turn your kits in. That's the answer, actually, for 4 of you. What else? Ready? What the hell am I doing next summer? There's all these things. And here's what I do know. Here's what I do know. If it's easy on this team, on this family, if it's easy, what? We don't want it, but you have to really believe that. Right? Because some of us right now, if it's easy, well, I kind of want it. If it's easy, we don't want it. If you really believe that, you also believe that going through a rough sea is going to make you a better sailor. Also, this has come up several times. I have to put this great slide up again about being here at this place. And I know for most of you, you won't be here forever. But if you're going to be here, be engaged and get the most from it. And be the big, not shark, be a big whale, or in this case, whatever fish that is, in this pond. Run the pond. Run the pond for the next 2-3 summers, 3-4 years, and then decide. Don't get caught up with what's happening afterwards. Because while you're here, while you're doing CTC, cut through college, man, let's make it work. And to allude back to the famous Dr. Gamboa story about consistency being key. And what you ate 3 months ago shows up on this dial, not what you ate this past week, Billy, brother-in-law. I just took my blood pressure again last week.
You won?
Yeah. Third. Right. Heidi's killing it.
Oh, I bet.
Okay. But now affects later. And you got to think about, okay, what have I been doing to affect later, positive or negative? Just food for thought. So before we start, do a quick super lightning round of what's hot, what do you appreciate? I'm going to do it live here quickly, and you get 5 seconds. You get 30 seconds to think about it now. You get 5 seconds when I point with you. If it's too short, I go and move on. You get 20 seconds to think about your appreciate. You get 5 seconds. You get 10 seconds to think about what you appreciate. And I'm going to go around to the live guys too. If you're virtual, go ahead and just post it on WhatsApp right now. What do you appreciate? You get 5 seconds. Thanks for volunteering to start. To give Taurus, you get 5 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Being surrounded by everyone here who I was just
I appreciate being here in Gainesville, surrounded by people that I was
involved with during all summer, and they encouraged me to do better.
I appreciate my friends and family and was hot as you in that pursuit in 2 weeks.
My mom's doctor released her and they will come to you because I can see her today.
Exactly.
What's hot is we got a huge squad here in Gainesville, and I appreciate the people that have in my COR.
I appreciate Mila and I appreciate Joe.
I appreciate my doctors. Appreciate the 4 new reps that were added to my team.
Nice.
I appreciate the team we got on the pilot and the bounce back we're in.
Bounce back we are having, but we're not going to have. It's already happened. Nice job.
I appreciate that bounce back, and I appreciate that you made it here safely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good.
Appreciate hitting 20K and finally pushing through with first week.
There you go. Nice job, Alex.
I appreciate everyone around me and my city of Ghana for doing.
Outstanding. Admin.
Appreciate surviving first 8 tests of college.
There you go. 8 down. Multiple to go.
I appreciate freedom and safety.
There you go. Me too.
Appreciate the best practices.
Outstanding.
I appreciate my friends who did it.
Good. Miss Nefty.
I appreciate the starting this spring.
Oh, awesome. We got some help. Good.
Appreciate that clarity from the NLT session this morning.
Good. Me too. It was good. It was dope. It was super dope.
Appreciate my family members.
Outstanding.
I appreciate Michael Bromwitz.
Michael Bromwitz. Me too.
Appreciate my circle of influence.
Okay, good. Watch this phone. Oh, I finally figured out, and now I know what this thing's for. You guys know what this is?
How long did it take you?
That? Is that the... Ready? We'll go. Brandon.
I appreciate my circle of influence and mentor.
There you go. Luke.
I'm just spice cold brew.
There you go. Kier.
My Tallahassee friends.
There you go. Eddie.
Appreciate being surrounded by other college students and control their lives.
In control. That's right.
Appreciate the clarity.
Okay.
My morning routine versus
Yeah, morning routines. Right, next level. Maddie.
Being able to learn and grow involved.
Outstanding. We'll do quickly. Let me do the facilitator. So, David, Karina, and next level over there in the pilot. We'll go there real quick. David, we'll go Karina, Antoine, Maggie, and David to start. Can't hear you. I'll unmute you. I got you. I'm trying to.
Wait, you unmuted it and then rebooted it.
There. Go.
Appreciate going open in 1 month.
Outstanding. Yeah, Maggie.
I appreciate Reed's family for letting me stay the night last night.
Outstanding.
And making me breakfast.
Nice. Is that Filipino breakfast? Nice. Antoine.
And see your little faces.
Good. And then David, handsome.
Hey, I appreciate the SLC statement, push statement that we're going to make.
Good. Thanks, Dave. Can we get a thanks, Dave? Thanks, Dave. Okay, we're gonna take a turn. We're gonna take a turn in the twist here. We're gonna start things off a little bit differently. Okay. I'm gonna pose a question. I want you to jot some notes down and put some thought into what we want to call a high point moment. Okay. Sort of twist to start the meeting. High point moment, and high point relating to positive moment, to development. Okay. You are all here. Next level, first year plus your first year, rising junior or junior, not rising. Sorry. Right. Mila runs is on the crew team. UF materials engineer major. Okay. Nefty, first year in college, but it's already junior accredited, going into her freshman physical year, but junior with credits because she's smarty, like many of you. All different scenarios. You're here because our development program, right? The fact that you started selling Cutco and now weeks, months, in many cases years later, you're still here doing this. You're still here selling the knives and now elevating into leadership training, leadership academy, skills, financial skills, personal business skills. That's because you've been developed, you've been retained. So what I want you to think about is, and I want you to write this question down. What moments do I think about? What moments did I think about? Parentheses, high point moments. What moments do I think about? Parentheses, high point moments. What moments do I think about? High points moments. Okay. Slash, I think, why I'm still here. So when you think about why you're still here, what are those high point moments, those episodes, those conversations, that event, what you saw, who were you with, what were you talking about? I want you to jot down a few notes. And you think about, I'm still here, and I started in June. I'm still here, and I started when I was a rising senior in high school, and I'm still here 4 or 5 years later. 4-ish. I started 2 summers ago. My friend Luke that I grew up with recommended me, and I'm still here, going into now my 3rd summer, or almost my 3rd summer. What are some of those high point moments of your short or longer Cutco career that keep you here? That make you say, you know, top 3 moments, high point moments, I'm here because of this. What were your conversations about? What happened? Who was involved? Was it in the office, out of the office? Did it have anything to do with Cutco? Was it Cutco related? Was it a Cutco event? Was it a specific speaker? Was it a conversation? Was it after team night out? Was it a phone call? Let me start the process. Okay. So I was a pre-med major graduating. I had taken my MCAT. I got good enough scores to get in the med schools. I just finished rounds of, Luke could do this intro, right? 3 sales jobs, 3 business schools, 3 grad schools, 3 med schools, and the rest sales jobs for a total of 15 for 15. I did all that. And I was at this crossroads. Okay, am I going to be here past college? Mine's a little bit more than yours. And I remember Aldi Leonardo invited me up to his house. And there's this gigantic lake by one of his houses, right? And we ended up taking this big walk. And he dropped me off, and I spent time with a man named John Kane, who's now in our corporate facility and part of our corporate team. And we walked around, and we went to Dave & Buster's. We shot pool, drank a lot of beer, talked about life, and there was no, you should be a district manager. There was nothing. He wasn't trying to recruit me. And he just said, I really enjoy hanging out with you. If you leave, I'll be super sad. But if you stay, we're going to be better at aftermarket. That's a high point moment for me. I can see it clear as day. We were on the back end of Dave & Buster's playing pool. I remember that. I was wearing khaki shorts and a blue Brazil soccer jersey with white flip-flops. I remember it clear as day. That was a high point moment for me. Right? Another high point moment for me, and I'll go forward and then backwards one. High point moment, so it's not sad at all, but when my father passed, right, the word got out, and I mean, there was all these arrangements and all that, and 48 hours later, Aldi Leonardo, the president of our company, and John Kane, and the division manager team show up at my house with food for all the family. We had tons of family coming into town, and they brought food, and Rich Boston bought 2 cases of wine. It's pretty awesome. That was helpful. 2 cases of very expensive wine. We had food, and the president of the company and all the aunts were going, "Who's that?" "Oh, that's Jeff's president." "Of what?" "The whole company." "The president of the company came here?" Right? And my mom said, "Yeah, that's like family." It's a high point moment for me. That's why I'm still here. And then go backwards when I'm a rep. And I think about, I'll go short version, a really fun party when I was a rep. This is really awesome. High point moment. Conversations. Cool. How about this? I'd like you to pair up. Find your partner. And I want you to share 1 or 2, either go full detail into one really strong high point moment for you, why you're still here, or share a couple stories. If you don't have a partner, find one that's pretty close. We'll go here. Ready? We'll go 2 of you. You guys turn around to Ella. 2 of you. 2 of you. Nefty with Tristan. 2 of you. 2 of you. Luke, Brandon. 2 of you. 2 of you. Maddie, Gabe. 2 of you. 2 of you. 2 of you. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. Even. Okay? And we'll do the same thing. And pilot. Pair up. And if you are virtual, go ahead and post on the WhatsApp. What's a high point moment for you that has kept you here? Ready?
Like right here, because I can your marks
You guys always saying it.
High point moment. Share high point moments.
Mila. High point. Eric's there.
Another 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes.
That was the high point of the summer. Can we mix groups? Is that cool?
Stay with your partners. 2 minutes. High point moment.
No, yeah, I remember I literally texted him and I was like, I'm not going to the table. I can't do it. I was like, bro, Alex Can I grab water? Can I grab water really quick? That's so stupid.
Hey, we'll start to wrap it up here. 30 seconds. Okay. All right, let's wrap it up. If you're virtual on deck and I can see you in the pilot, give me thumbs up. You guys are good in the pilot? Or like this? We're good? Okay. So can anyone share either a really cool high point moment from someone else, or if you feel like you want to share your high point moment? Gabe, what's your...
I remember walking Oli last year. We were just walking through. We saw the leaves falling everywhere. The sky was beautiful. Walking with all the squad and everything. And Eddie and I were just talking. It's like, what other job at this age gives us this kind of thing? And see Niagara Falls. It was just like such a beautiful moment.
Yeah, and you dabbed. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
It was like the dabbing. It was the Olean of dab.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that. I do remember that. And mannequin challenges. Yours was really good too. Yeah. We'll go Sean.
JP was telling me that Matt King, the old division manager from Florida, JP wasn't performing as well as he wanted to. He was talking with Matt, and Matt just got real with him. And he said, stop making excuses, start doing it. He said, it's being smart right after that.
Yeah.
I was here.
Yeah. We'll talk about and JP. So can we ask you a question about that one? So why is that a high point moment for you? That's not necessarily a feel good, but why is that a high point moment?
I mean, for me, that was like I was really heavy D2 at that point. Like as D2 as I could get, and basically it was like a perspective flipping conversation where it was like you just need to stop making excuses with yourself, and it was like not only for the business but even outside of the business, it was like just like really eye opener, and it just like I kind of kicked myself into action at the beginning of that fall.
Safe to say, yet someone took a vested interest in you.
Yeah.
And give you probably say something maybe someone else wasn't saying to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's very, very common. Over here, Eric.
I think one of my high point moments was a day that we went to breakfast. It was me, Marcel, Carlos Pelayo, Jose, Moises, and Nico Mesa. And we just went to eat breakfast, 6 of us, and we just got to sit there and talk for like an hour and a half right after the team meeting in the morning, right before the push. It was awesome. Just sitting there talking to them. So that was really cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And what I like, and you think about that, that wasn't a Push Alliance meeting. That wasn't a scheduled Cutco function. That just, getting together with the crew. In this case, the Metro Miami crew, or part of the crew from Metro Miami.
The Jiggy Squad.
Good. The Jiggy Squad, if you will. Yes. Eddie, what's a high point moment for you, or share?
A high point moment for me has always come through in just the vacations between Puerto Vallarta and then going up to Tallahassee. Carlos immediately took me and the entire office out to a lazy river for 4 hours, a bunch of food, and then Niagara Falls and everything past that. It just doesn't happen anywhere else.
Yeah, that's exciting. A lot of signature experiences. Kier, were you about to share? Oh no. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't have one specific day, but it's just like these various days that I had with Eddie actually in the office. We would like constantly like compete, especially in SC2. We actually made a bet to see like who would have a better push, and like it's just those moments, like those special moments I like carry inside of me that I find really special, and I really appreciate him for all those days that he motivated me and made me push and find a better version of myself.
Someone took time and attention to push you to be better. Yeah. Good. Tyler, let's do the next level one.
Yeah, one meeting I both actually had was all the dinners with DMs and DBMs. Those are kind of signature experiences.
Yeah, go to one specific and explain it, why it stands out.
I mean, the one I had with you after this summer, I can't remember what the restaurant was called, Tampa, about water, but...
Oh, yeah. Agule or something.
I don't know. It was my first time trying a couple different foods that you recommended.
You can say it, and cocktails.
Oh, yeah, I'd be the same for you.
Yeah, day drinking, you can say it. We were day drinking a little bit.
But that signature experience was so cool.
That was cool. Good, thanks for sharing. Any other, Tristan in the back.
One of my high point moments was SC1. And it's like being like that boss, but still like being out there in front of everybody, and I was like excited, even though like they went up there. Yeah. I remember John Heisen was like kind of like emceeing that whole kind of like finale, and now John Heisen's like mentoring me, so kind of it's like kind of a full circle thing.
Yeah. So does anyone have that as a high point moment? The thrill and the energy and the adrenaline of some push, conference, competition. I mean, when you're the last man or woman standing, sometimes that can be. When I won my first push at SC1, and everyone stepped forward except for me, I was hooked. I was addicted to that. That's for sure. Here.
Probably for me was when we had our PC, Luke came too. We just got to like chat about the future and like the next years with the company. It was just really exciting.
That really formal business meeting at the office?
Yeah.
Or
not at the office.
Apothecary.
Apothecary.
And dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
It was really good too.
Yeah. That would have been one of my top 10 high point moments of the summer for me, like on my list too. See, for me, it's funny. Yeah, Rhythm and Vine, and I came back from that little. Just Kirsten, and then Luke came out. We had a conversation, and I put that as one of my high point moments when I went back and told Heidi. I said this might have been one of the best nights of the whole summer because I just know where we stand. It was really good. Good. We'll come back here. Let's go virtually. David or Karina, do you want to facilitate over there? We'll do 2 or 3. And want to share some high point moments? I'll unmute you. There you go. I can hear you.
Jeff,
Go ahead.
Talk about the TLA. When I was at SC2 and and Colton had each. And when I started at SC1, I was told by my family that I was the worst idea that I could ever do.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Gustavo. I can't understand. It's like a robot. Maybe put the computer closer. Go ahead. You just gotta be closer to the computer. That's all.
Is this close enough?
It's close. It's perfect. I can hear you. Go for it.
Okay, so we spoke about this during the TLA interview. Essentially, back at SC2, I got to hang out with the CSPs, and SC1 for me was a bad experience. Essentially, I was told by my parents that Coco was the worst decision I could ever do, and I was starting out going to PT school, and Colton had his talk, and we all shared years, and I got to experience growth to its fullest potential by having my first 10K float. And now being here with you guys is really opening the doors to what possibility will look like in 2019.
It's exciting. It's a high point moment. Cool. Let me give it. Anyone else over in the pilot? We'll do one more in the pilot. Karina Marquez, give me a high point moment. You're still here. Gosh, you're still here. Since 2009, 10, really.
2009. For me,
There you go.
the moment I knew for me when I was going to do it for a while was actually late at night after TV or just a day at the office. I was an assistant manager. I didn't think I was fine. And just talking to my manager, Kathy, was, talking about life, why she was a manager, and she had a lot of, I guess, good thoughts, and that's the one I knew. I'm like, I guess I'm gonna have to do this branch thing that you talked about. That's right.
Yeah.
Unplanned combo for sure.
Nice. Delgado.
High point moment for me.
What's a high point moment? Why are you still here? What's a high point moment?
Even back to my first summer, going into just the camaraderie that we had. In my summer, it was the Four Horsemen with Luke. Also at that time being led by Ricky, and even getting the chance to spend my birthday with these other young people. It was a part of it. It was the key staff, and it's a great camaraderie, great group of people, and always talking about leadership, and then having the potential to be able to go management was something that kept me around. Have a career focus.
Good. Thank you. Anyone else have a specific moment? We'll go Leonardo and go back to Dalila. Leonardo.
Well, it was a few days after SC2. I was getting a bunch of no sales in a row, and I just didn't want to do it anymore. But I talked to my friends because everyone always has really positive motivational vibes in the office, and they just told me to pick up the phone books and demos, and I sold the seed.
I see a bunch of people around you. Can you hear us? Okay. Got it. Dalila.
I think a big thing for me was Mike Abramowitz, and the first time I ever won a trip with the company, and it was at a point where my self-confidence was so low, my sales confidence was so low, and I remember during this specific phone jam, I was literally crying and making calls, but Mike just kept forcing me to make calls, even though I really didn't want to, and I ended up hitting my goal, and I ended up winning the trip, and I think that's what really kept me around was his undying belief in me. So.
So someone poured extra attention into you?
Yes.
Interesting. Rachel?
I just talked about this with Mila, but mine was probably a big conference. I hadn't hit 10 yet, and I remember I texted probably everyone in this room. I was like, I'm not going. There's no shot. Have fun without me. And then I had a last-minute demo that I booked at 1 a.m. with my teacher, and I ended up dropping a baby kitchen. And I remember I was texting Luke I was there was just so much adrenaline. I was like, oh my god, Luke, I did it. I finally hit it. It was the best day of my whole life. And then I cried for an hour. And then,
A lot of tears, huh?
for Cutco, yeah.
Yeah. Can someone plug in my? Can someone plug this guy in for me?
Where is it? What? This is mine? No.
This is one. Yeah.
I got you.
Thank you. All right, let's do this real quick. So there are some things that led up to these high point moments, right? We call those strengths. So strengths lead to high point moments. Think about this for a second. So high point moments were a specific conversation or a talk or a time where someone pushed you harder or gave you an accountability conversation or just getting time. I call that carefree timelessness. How much of what we heard, what percentage of what we heard is carefree time? Or just time doesn't matter and it's the morning and you're there an hour later and, oh, we just had breakfast, but it's already an hour and a half. We better get to the phone jammer. Okay? So what are some strengths? There's a lot of strengths of our company, of our leaders, of our people, of our division, of our team. What are some strengths that create these high point moments? What are some things that we focus on here in United, specifically, I guess you could say that create these high point moments for us? I'm going to write a couple of those down real quick. What are some of the strengths of our team and our organization that create these high point moments? These high point moments create people who are here for a long time. Cutco through college and then some. As is the case with Karina, has the longest tenure here since 2009. She was doing Cutco through college and then some. Now, I don't know, 5 years post, almost 6, I think. What are some of those strengths? I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna buy Joe trash bags, a new cord, and paint.
Oh yeah, we're having the painting this week. Or maybe the whole event.
What are some strengths? How about this? You don't have to pair share on this one. You want to share a couple of strengths? Start with next level. Yeah, Brandon, what are some strengths that you recognize?
Culture.
Yeah, what about it?
It's just a place where you don't eat. It's like open food.
Okay. I agree. Thanks for sharing. Culture of being open. Alex, loud so these guys can hear.
Kind of to piggyback on Brandon, the culture and just being surrounded by people who are like able to point out things you might need to work on, but do it in a way where it's aggressive, not like destructive.
Yeah, how many videos have you seen by Gary Vee, let's say, where he says, friends are the ones that tell you what you're bad at. Friends are your mirror. You have someone that tells you, oh, you're good, and they tell you and they lie to you. That's not a friend. A friend will say, Tyler, that was terrible, man. Seriously, Reed, I don't know what you were saying or why you did that. He goes, I love you, and that was god awful. I mean, that's a friend, okay? And I would say, to your point, a lot of those people here. Other strengths? Go, Tyler.
Quality time.
The quality time. You know, so much of our business is not on how great of a business person you are. Although, when we're done with you, you'll be smart business people. But so much of what creates great retention is just people taking time. How many of you feel like you can get time with people? Right, you're already halfway to developing a great organization. How many of you in Metro Miami would just love it when you guys were just getting time with Andrew? When Andrew would sit down with you one-on-one or in smaller groups. How many of you loved it when Luke took the time to sit down and talk to you when you didn't want to be here, or you wanted to be here, but wasn't sure if you're going to be here? How many of you had that I was going to quit, but I sat with my manager conversation and you're here? Raise your hand. Me too. Cool. Other strengths. This is great. Delila.
The challenge of it all. I think that's a big strength. It's like a student entrepreneurship activity. It forces you to use your brain, and I think it even makes it so exclusive because it is challenging, and this isn't just any group. You are just
Yeah, this is the group that in the most crazy asinine way to the rest of the world that chooses the hard road and puts hard stuff in front of us on purpose, like idiots, to everyone else. It's like, wait, what? Like we're choosing it, you're choosing that schedule. You want to go and drive to that place for that meeting. And say, you know, it's game day, right? All right. To everyone else, it's crazy, right? But then also when people are super successful, they go, wow, that's crazy. It's the same thing. But the success is crazy because they also think what it takes to get there is crazy. You guys feel me on that one? That's a hopefully a light bulb there. Yes, Eric.
I put just people 3 times to the 3 circles of people that I learned from, like Andrew, Eddie, and Torres, and then the people I learned with, like Marcel, Moises, Carlos, and the people that I teach for, like Alex, Lauren, the Messas. It was just an incredible experience having all these different kinds of people influencing my life in so many different ways.
To Eric's point, don't take this for granted. Don't take it for granted that people at work want to hang out with people from work, or that it's to your best benefit, or it's better for your life to hang out with people from work. Right? Raise your hand, no names. If you have a parent or a relative that you know works in a field that is outside looking in, very respectful, but you know they don't enjoy it, or you know they don't enjoy the people around it, or you know they. Right? So don't take that for granted as a strength. So other strengths, the 2 or 3 more strengths.
Being able to just go through adversity and still continue pushing with the same level of will and strength.
The ability to go through hard times. It's a big one, especially for this generation. The more we go into the generation gap between when I was in college in Cutco and you guys, the rarer it is for people who have thick skin. The rarer it is to have thick skin. That's what I thought. Ella.
Just to support, like not only do I have support from Mike and the people I work with, my customers support me so much to really help me out.
Anyone have those customers that checked up on you? Hey, how's that scholarship? Did you get that branch job? That's right. Are you a brancher yet? No, it's not called that, but yes. I had that one of my customers. Cool. Give me 1 or 2 more strengths. Some other strengths. Marcel, and then we'll go with Luke.
Honestly, I find it amazing that like all the students here, like all the kids are here gathered today, and like in the other offices virtually actually got the time to like come here, like drive to Gainesville or drive to Fort Lauderdale, and just be here like for the entire day pretty much. Even though we have a bunch of other stuff to do for school, maybe other people have other jobs, and the fact that we all learn how to manage our time adequately through you guys.
Yeah, well, how about out of 85 people that were our first prep in TLA, almost 60 of you have $1,000 put to the side. How's that for not normal? That's not normal. That's really freaking cool, by the way. Between 50 and 60 of you have $1,000 just chilling on the side, and you might have to use it later for something, right? If you're not picking up your sales. But at this point, you've managed to put away $1,000, and some people haven't been able to do that in their life. Period. Okay. So what are you taking from this? We just talked about one more strength.
Everyone cares about each other. You know, the culture of servant leadership and all the moving conversations that people said weren't, oh, you could be here and make so much money. Have a genuine interest in what's best for that person.
Yeah, there are 3 of us, 3 of you in the room and physically with me that are having conversations about potentially being here for career. And one of the moving biggest pieces of that conversation is what's hard to leave are the people, not just for the feel-good SC2 wind-up feeling of people, but for the genuine, I don't know if I'm going to be around people like this that have my genuine interest that would take the time to sit down and say to an 18-year-old college student who's got their head on not so straight, hey, I think you're doing this wrong, JP, and I think you've got a lot of excuses, and I love you enough to tell you, you got to stop. Whereas you've had maybe never had that in your life. I know I've had multiple of this. Cool? So what are we taking from this? From the high point moments and from the strengths of why you're still here? What's coming to the front in this exercise as we start prep? Gratitude. Okay. What else is coming to the front of prep as we go through these, as we share all this? This is where you participate, by the way. What's coming to the forefront? What's the point of this exercise? I keep asking until people start responding. Yes.
I'll just say like we're in the right place.
Yeah, maybe just for now, or maybe for the next couple of years, or maybe forever for some. I don't know. For now, I think so.
Just kind of see how we're all on the same page. Everyone's on the same. Well, even though we're all at different places, we're all still doing the same thing.
Yeah, everyone's on the same boat, if you will. Even the caboose gets to the destination. Maybe at the end, but they get there. This isn't the trend where, oh, you're not doing well? Well, let me take off that last, bye, caboose, see ya. That's a sad story, right? That's a lot of working out of company. Other JP.
Focusing on people and not results.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. Do you know that a lot of our most successful managers are actually not even good at the business, they're just good with people. Get time with people. You know that our CEO even says, yeah, I wasn't really smart growing up, but I'm really funny and I love people. And I just didn't quit, so they kept promoting me. That's what he says all the time. I just saw him this week. Hey, yeah, I just didn't quit, and I was the funny guy who had good relationships, but I went with my strengths. So take 30 seconds. Write down what this exercise means for you. What are you taking away from this exercise? From the high points to the strengths. 30 seconds. Twenty seconds. 15. Okay. Cool. I'd like you to share that during the next break. Sounds good? Share that during the next break, with whoever you meet up with during the break. So we're here to talk about the ultimate experience. Now, our ultimate experience, if you're still in college, is to run a branch office, right? We talk about this all the time. So let's just do a couple of themes that I think are really important here. The objectives are branch, experience, and then what? Everyone, experience and what?
Potential.
What's this key word? Potential. Because ready? You can lose money running a branch, just like a real business. Okay, and that's what makes it a real experience, everybody. And we're going to talk about that all the time. What I love is, and we're about to get the profit and loss statements back. We might have arguably the highest profit in the history of the Eastern region for our branch team. And that's with offices that maybe only sold $30, $40, $50, $60,000 for the whole office. Believe that or not. Some of you have sold more purses in some people's offices, and somehow they still were able to profit because of the way we structure the business model, which is pretty cool. Okay. We talk about building a branch the first year and then going around two. See, why is it not really accurate to go branch just one time? Who can tell me? Sean, why is it, when you go branch once, that's good, that's experience, but why is it really not powerful experience?
Well, you don't know what you don't know until you get out there.
Yeah, and if you figure out what you don't know the first time, what's the logical business person's growth? And what should you do with that? What should you do with that knowledge when you figure out, oh, I ran my first branch, this is what I don't know? What's the most important thing to do with that knowledge? Use it again to grow the business. And then you can do what Andrew did and do it a third time and learn how not to just grow your business, but do it through people. That's a CEO, by the way. That's a business. That's not a small business owner. That's the president of a company type of business. And that's really why we're excited for some of you to get a chance as a first year to run your first branch office. Or maybe you get delayed, maybe you don't make the cut and you end up in another office as an assistant. Either way, getting multiple branches under your belt. And Andrew Evans said it best. Running a branch doesn't make you super powerful in your resume. Running a branch gets an interesting conversation on your interviews. Mando, so you rent an office? Oh, okay, cool. So it opens up conversation. What gets you noticed and gets you to become that 5-star is, Rachel, that's shit. So you did it. Okay, so you did it once. You didn't do that. You did it again. Wow, look what happened. Or Andrew, you've done it 3 times. I can't wait for him to start interviewing the next couple of weeks. He's going to start interviewing to see what his resume does for him. I already know the answer is there. I already know. Maybe it's round 2, and this is just some pictures of our round 2. Maybe it's branch abroad, and I can tell you abroad in our sense doesn't mean going to Spain or Italy or across the pond, if you will. Branching abroad means you just leave home. You leave the U. And I'm telling you right now, we're going to have openings up and down the East Coast. Financially, there's a benefit. Anyone that leaves the U, you get an extra $1,000 to help run your startup business. We're going to have openings in Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and other parts of Florida that aren't affiliated with the U. And how exciting that's going to be, because what's that going to force you to do? Let's say you're abroad. Become independent. What else? Adapt to who and what? New surroundings, new people, ready? New division manager. Now, not that we won't communicate, but you get multiple influences. If you're working with Carlos Cordero, he's one of the smartest business people I know, and I don't know how intentional it was at the time, but looking back, he's intentionally gone and run a division pilot with 3 different DVMs. That's smart. He's put influence out there. By the way, so when it's time for a promotion you might want later, do you think it might help that he's worked with 3 out of the 6 personally? What happens there? Now he's got that network. Those are all smart business moves, okay? So maybe it's branching abroad. Maybe it's going down to Puerto Rico. Maybe it's going up to an obscure part of Carolina. Maybe it's going to Virginia and running a brand new office. Exciting. For some of you, it's maybe a post-career. First job out of college for 3 to 4 years and take advantage of our cool district opportunity. You know, and have a really good, decent-sized chunk or really big amount of money and a BMW and some really cool experience after college. Who knows? And at the end of the day, you know, when we get to it, this is the process of Cutco through college. You guys know that. And I'll put this up for the, I don't know, millionth time, I think. But all of you have accomplished step 1. That's getting the spot to TLA. All of you now are attempting at the best case scenario to learn to build a business. Then the smart business thing to do, and you're all going to be smart business people that make smart business decisions and don't speak out of emotion. The smart business person says, let me find, I think Tristan said it, let me see what I didn't know, what I don't know now, as Sean said, and let me go and run and do the same thing again. That's like the person saying, running the race, they finish dead last, they retrain the right way, and they finish top 10. That's admirable. That's growth. And then, of course, some people choose to take it to a direct selling standpoint. Instead of running a branch again, they take those skills and run an independent business, almost like a realtor, a CSP, like a Taylor Max or an Andy. And then, of course, when you graduate, the goal are those 5 stars at the bottom. What does 5 stars mean from a Cutco standpoint? It means we're going to try and recruit you, recruit you, recruit you, recruit you, recruit you. Next year, recruit you, early to be a district manager. Why? Because we feel that you're good enough. And honestly, if you're getting recruited to be a district manager, it means you're good enough for your major and you're going to get those great jobs. But we're going to want you to. And that's the position. And I want to be very upfront. Not everyone graduates with us, Cutco through college, and it's a 5-star. Right? And we're recruiting some of those people because district, honestly, is the best thing they got. To be really upfront. There are people that are 5, man, we really want these people to be districts. And there's some people where, hey, bud, or hey, miss, you should stay for a while and get better and get skills. And I love both scenarios because we're helping people regardless, okay? So, food for thought. I'll wrap up with a few. We'll go to break here. Part of what is so important at these preps, everybody, is rewiring how you think and how we think. Raise your hand if you can think already that you think already differently than maybe even from the first prep. Raise your hand. Give me some examples. Shout them out. Planning. Oh, the importance of planning. What else? TLA moment. Eric Palaio, or Carlos Palaio. Sorry, Eric and Eric Palaio. There's an Eric Palaio, I'm sure, somewhere. So we're married now. That's right. You're married. That's right. Carlos Palaio. Hey, a TLA moment. He texted me. TLA moment. My professor gave out the syllabus and everyone was freaking out. I pulled out my planner and people started freaking out that I had a planner. And then also the professor was so impressed. I mean, those are TLA moments. Give me some examples of I think differently even since the first prep. Go ahead, give it to me.
Oh, definitely. That planner has changed everything.
Okay, planning your time. Okay, give me another example of since the first prep. Mark. Yeah, I'm writing down my thoughts intentionally and more deliberate in my day. Go ahead, Rach.
Budgeting.
Budgeting. That is a foreign concept for a lot of college students, including me in college, by the way. Including me at a big, big rate. Amanda.
Being up early.
Yeah, how about getting up early? Some of you before 9 is a foreign concept, but now 9 is sleeping in, and it's crazy. I know that is for me for years now. Ella.
Saving. I've never saved a single penny in my whole life until this summer.
If you would have told some of you that you would have $1,000 that wasn't spent by the end of August 31st, you'd say that's crazy. Other moments. Even since the first prep. How about Teal and next level? Since you started, what's different, massively different about you? Galila.
I think my belief in myself.
So self-confidence. Or how about detachment from results? So honoring self-worth versus self-production. That's a big one. Okay. And next level?
I've learned to not get too high in highs, too low in lows, and I don't really let things stress me out anymore.
Yeah, don't get too worked up, not too emotional. Alex, we'll come back to Luke.
Just learn to take criticism instead of just like so.
Yeah, get better and let criticism motivate you. Look,
I was like, this is kind of the first year, like your friend's perception of the job and of you. This is the first year where it's not like, eat, scheme, blah, blah, blah. To this year, like, so what do you actually do? Like, clearly, it's not just telling you, you know, who can tell.
yeah, wait, you ready? I'm just gonna blow your mind. Wait till it goes. The next step after that is, damn, Luke. My nickname in college. I have many nicknames in college. One of those, Mr. CEO. I got that a lot. Yeah, and Poe. And then Mr. CEO Poe. Poe was one of my nicknames. Long story. During the break. CPO. Ready? CEO. They used to call me Mr. CEO because I would come in business suits from to college classes. And at first it went from scam to, wait, what do you do? I know it's not just nice to, oh, that's Jeff CEO. He's balling. He's Mr. Businessman. At night, at 21, 22, 25. Cool. Okay. Here's how we think here at the U. Problem reporter. How do we operate? Problem solver. Like bringing solutions. Dalila, hey, Jeff, this is Dalila. Hey, I got this big issue, but I already thought about what I would do, and I want to let you know this is what I think is going to be a good solution. What do you think? Versus OMG. It's crazy, and I'm freaking out. What's the difference? How about this? What we can control, no matter how bad things get, what are the two things you can control? Attitude and effort. Attitude and effort. You learned that through SC2 Push, didn't you? If it's easy, what? We don't want it. How about thinking that, hey, this is how you get to the process? You ever heard trust the process in sports? In sports.
Process.
Trust the process. This is actually how it looks. So you take your view of the top 5 people in Florida United who are most impressive and who, wow, is so accomplished. You're probably sticking the Luke and the Andrew area and then your branch managers. Like I look at Dalila as a successful branch manager, a Mike Abramowitz. Okay, you forget what it took for them to get to that spot. You know, all my 2-time brand. I'm looking at Rihanna right now to run 2 businesses back to back in profit. All you see is that. Oh, they're grooming Rihanna now for a district position. There's a lot of mess to get through to get to that. And there's still a mess. And we're always going to have a mess to get through. But that people want to start like this. People want to start hitting bullseyes from the start. And ready? Life's hard. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. And people who want this don't come to a meeting on Saturday during game day. I'm telling you. People who want this don't want the hard way. They want it really easy. People who don't want this just call mom and dad for a bailout. I'm telling you. Deal with it every year, and it gets worse and worse, by the way. People who want this don't want to study. People who want this drop the major as soon as it gets hard. You guys have seen these. You guys are at school with some of these people. Okay? So we're all about making statements. That's what I want to end with today. Are you making your statement? It's matrix season, as we were saying on the WhatsApp. It's moving your matrix and moving you. So a couple things. Those that are funded and trained, and I want you to write this in your notes. Funded and trained. I don't care how limited, or there's only so many offices you can run in Florida, right? If you are funded, you have enough money, and you guys don't need me to push your computer button to open up the file that I sent at the last meeting that says startup. And it's on the agenda. It's the, if you are at this pace, you are pacing well. What did you need to be at by this prep to be considered a top branch candidate? Roughly $1,000. Now, if you're behind, you can catch up later. But my point is, at this point, raise your hand if you're over 1,000, at least in front of me today. If you're over 1,000, that puts you in the forefront of getting the best positions, and you can always recover. If you're funded, but also if you're trained, and if you're in our division, you'll be trained. You'll be United trained. Okay, we'll get you a spot. If your desire is to run an office, so that's my next point. Get a letter of intent in. Get a letter of intent as soon as possible, if and when you know you're ready to commit to the process. I know there are about 7 of you that talked to me today and the last 4 days about putting your letter in. Right, we talked about that. Put the letter in as soon as possible. Because I'm going to tell you ahead of time, in Olean, everyone and their mom is going to put a letter in Olean because then they're inspired and at the event, and oh, I want to be a branch. Finally, I'm here at this. Because they feel good right now. They're all feeling. But the people who put the letter in before Olean have already been committed to training the right way. We call that edge training. Okay, so get your letter in. If you already know, hey, I want to be considered as a serious candidate. Startup, and I'm going to send on WhatsApp right now 2 pictures of the people over 1,000 and people just under 1,000. This is the most updated spreadsheet. A few of you have submitted checks recently. Mr. Denning, your $2,400 is not on here. Okay. I apologize. There are a few of you where it's not quite updated. So check your phones. See where you stand real quick. Check your phones. See where you stand. The right column is this total startup. If one is incorrect, reach out to me after the prep. Not today. Today I'm not going to be able to do anything. If it looks incorrect, reach out to me. Look on with a partner if you need to. And don't just look at it. Look at it, and I want you to write down your plan of action. What's your next step to move your matrix? When are you going to contribute next? How much are you going to contribute next? Set a goal right now. Put it into your journal. Put it into your planner. Type it into your notes. If you are at $500, just say, this is ridiculous. How am I 500? I should be at 1,000. I'm putting in 500 Monday. I will put in 500 the moment the SLC pushes over. And if you can't find your name, then WhatsApp me after the meeting. And I want to give props to the highest totals. Mr. Jackson Montgomery has almost 40 grand in there. That's pretty cool. Luke with 22. Dalila is our top here in this room with over, what are you at right now? $8,000, almost $9,000. Yeah. And I would say from Luis Pinheiro at the bottom of the highlighted up, all over 1,000. But several people right there. Allison Quinton at 968, you're practically there. Aliyah Gali, 904. Nefti, you're at 815. Abnu, 774. I mean, you guys are one solid, even not even great, but a decent week of savings. And you're at $1,000 back on pace for a top spot next time. Okay. So ready? Now that you know your number, I want you to write down either in your planner, text Jeff because it's wrong or I need to update it. And then I want you to write down your plan. Put a benchmark, put a goal right now. How much and when are you going to submit your next contribution? Is it an increase in your withholdings during the push? That's a quick email to me. WhatsApp's better. Give me 10 seconds. Put your plan together. Okay. This you're going to want to write down. So I want you to know we're going to make decisions on territories earlier than we've ever had in the history of our region. Okay. We're going to start making decisions on who's going to get a branch between December 15th and January 15th. Okay. There are too many offices to fill, and we're not messing around, and we're not waiting until February like we normally do. Okay. Because if we wait till February, then what happens when you wait till February to find your territory? Well, then now you know where you're going. Then you start your Facebook process a month late. Versus if we know by January 15th, before even the year in banquet, you know where you're going, you can start building your friend account and starting your new market right away. That's it. So between December, as early as December 15th and January 15th, we're going to make decisions. So when you think about your startup plan, some of you are saying, you know, I was going to plan on really making my big move during the winter break. That's fine, but ready? You're putting a lot of pressure in your winter break. So make sure you execute early in the winter break because we're already going to make decisions. No later than January 15th. Any questions? Next level, any suggestions or thoughts on this? Comments?
I really like that's a lot more time to start Facebook.
Yeah. In my opinion, if we're waiting for you until February to get your money up, you're not funded. Right? If you can't get at that point, was it $2,000? If you can't get the $2,000 by February, then you're probably not in a position at that point to start an office, and you're better suited trying to earn an assistant spot at that point. Cool, which is an option too. CPO talks, and I will tell you again. I've already addressed the SLC push, so you know how I feel. But we got to make it happen. Okay. So here's what I want to encourage you to do. Let's get back to SC2 culture. Let's get back to COC on the WhatsApp. You guys understand what that means? Define that for me. Let's say I'm a new division manager. I don't run this division. Yeah, Jeff was telling me about push culture at the U and on the WhatsApp. What does that mean? Define that. Yell it out. Hot updates. What else? DDJ, a lot of doing the job. What else does that mean? Define that. Yeah, a lot of best practices. Hey, I just finished an appointment, no sale, but the customer called 3 friends on the spot. blah, 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 hashtag best practices, hashtag matrix season. And then someone else is going to swipe to the right and say, oh, that's my girlie, COI. And I'm friends with them. Therefore, I'm going to post right here. And all that, which I really enjoy. I enjoy it, by the way. Okay, I really enjoy those. I do. I really do. Okay. Lots of red circles and lots of pound signs. Olean pushes around the corner. It's a little bit early for that, but make sure you sign up for Olean. There's several of you who are not signed up for Olean yet. If you haven't signed up for Olean, let's set a conversation through WhatsApp as to why you're not signed up. I really want to get you signed up. Some of you, it's an age issue, and I understand that. But if it's not, let's talk now. Let's get you signed up. We're going to bring a squad. Okay. We talked about crazy time and situational leadership, and we'll talk about planning. But I want to end with this. Okay.
And you're done.
It's back up. It's back up. There we go. There we go. Okay. Situational leadership. Raise your hand if you remember this from last prep or from Wednesday. Okay. So let me give you the short story. Once you get to D2, all poop hits the fan. All right. How many of you feel like you're not quite there, but you know it's coming? You feel like it's right. You're on the verge, or you're probably there. You're just in denial. Raise your hand. Okay. How many of you are just in the heat, in the thick of D2 right now? Okay. Does anyone feel like they got into D2 and they specifically in smart business person strategy their way out of it? Who's already gotten out of D2? Okay. Who didn't raise their hand? You're just lost like hell. I want you to write down right now. Am I about to go into D2? Am I in D2? Am I maneuvering and am I almost out of D2? Define D2. Eddie, what's D2?
It's important to not.
D2 with situational leadership. What's D2? Kirsten, what's D2? What's D2?
Mid-competence level with no excitement.
Yeah. And we're gonna review this for those of you on after this. You guys should know this, by the way. Meaning what?
Like your sales are okay, average, but your excitement is just really low.
Yep. D2. What else does D2 mean?
Confidence in the wall.
1, 2. Go ahead.
You hit the wall and it's like
Yeah, you hit the wall. Let me do it. Let me do it here over. I think I'm gonna do this after this thing. Okay. Is this working? Okay. Give me the short version. Shh. All right, D1, D2, D3, D4. Low competence. Competence means understanding, skills. You have high excitement. When you're D1, that means you're new to a job, new to TLA, new to a position. What does that mean? You're low competent. When you get accepted at COC and you are now a member of TLA, you are super pumped. How's excitement? Oh my gosh, I got in. I cried for an hour before I got in. I'm so pumped. God is so good to me. Right? You don't really know what you got yourself into. Every person goes into some competence, and by design, your excitement will drop. Meaning, no matter what you do, if you're brand new in college, when you get to college, just being a new college student, new environment, new to TLA, you always go through a process where you start to figure out how things are, and you lose excitement. Your commitment drops. Okay. And then eventually, you get into the point where you have high competence, and your excitement is up and down. Then you get to the point what's D4 when you're really developed. Right? I would say all of you are D3 or D4 reps, especially if you're over 20K in personal sales. You didn't do it because you had like 2 really good weeks with a bunch of really wealthy people and you only did 5 demos in your 20K. We have reps like that, by the way. I'm saying you really did demos. Right? I'm not talking. By the way, it's not bad to have affluent customers, but I can pick 5 of you that have affluent customers, but you did a lot of demo and you still did the work. And you sold 40 grand instead of 20. That's different. Right? By the way, congrats, Will Lovelace, on a national scholarship. Okay. I would call all of you D3 or D4 reps. You have high competence and your excitement level varies. Or you're like Taylor Max Ricard. You have high competence and you're really committed. So what am I showing you? No matter what, psychologically, you're always going to go through something. Okay? And here, the manager that's managing you, the best way to support someone who is brand new is just telling them what to do and directing. Okay? Here, the best thing that Mike Abramowitz or Karina Marquez or David Delgado or Luke Maseko, myself, anyone can do for you, Andrew, is to coach you. Here, anyone that is going through a D3 phase, the best thing we can do is support you. And I'll explain this in a second. For someone like this, it's just delegating. Like, I don't direct or coach or support Andy Janti on how to sell. You know what I do? All right, what do you want to do? Okay, how can I help you with that? All right, hey, I need you to run this whole part of the meeting. That's how I support Andy Janti. How do I support Mariana Gaiani before she was where she is now? Okay. And there's, ready? Let me define. And Luke, do me a favor, do you have the file open by chance? Does anyone have the files in front of them right now? Computer? Pull up situational leadership. Someone is directing, they're giving low support. I love you real quick. I got it. Say it again. Yeah, so it's high direction and low support. Yeah. Meaning, if your manager did it right, like let's say Reed just got promoted to TLA, they're just telling Reed what to do, and you're not very empathetic when she's having a hard time. Like, look, you're just new, just go. What your manager really needs to help here, to coach you, what's different? The support goes up. The listener goes up. The empathetic, the ability to listen to you vent, that goes up. Someone who's supporting, what's this one, Eddie, with direct and support?
Low directed, high support.
Okay. High support, low directive. So I'm going to use an example, a manager who's not new, they're past D2. I'm not going to tell them what to do. I'm just going to spend a lot of time just supporting them and encouraging that person. Okay? That's you, Rudy. This is you. I'm not really telling you what to do so much. Kind of when you ask. Okay? And my goal is to get you here where I'm not really low direction, low support. It's kind of you do your thing. Right? Everyone goes through this. Ready? Andrew Evans is going through this. The mighty #1 super untouchable branch manager is now a district manager. It's a lot different. Now he's got school and other things going on. A really cool thing, and Andrew will watch this at some point. You know, I had a call with him this week. He said, I didn't really realize how hard it was to be a district manager. And I didn't, in not so many terms, he basically said, I don't think I had as much respect for how hard it was to really run a full-time office. I was just a college student grinding in the summers. But I have a different respect and understanding. I was like, oh, good. So we're going through this right now. Now, he's not going to quit or anything, but his excitement level drops when he's stressed out. But man, there's a lot going on here. So I give a lot of direction, a lot of support. I'm not worried though. He'll be here pretty soon. He's good at self-navigating. So I'm going to stop there. Any takeaways? Light bulbs? Yes? What's the biggest takeaway as I cover this? Why do I cover this with you? To show you and help you understand that what you're going through, everyone's going through is normal. It's part of the process. Okay. What I really want to talk about before we go to break is this. So when you hit it, Okay. Irresponsible, immature, non-business minded people make emotional decisions. Remember this from the prep on Wednesday? When emotion is high, logic is low. Your brain actually releases endorphins that when you're really emotional, really stressed, or really excited. Dad, I just met this guy. He's the greatest. We're going to move out and move to Hawaii. What? What? With what money? I don't know. We're just going to do it and see what happens. Wait, what? That's high emotion. That's not really logical. That's not really well thought out. Okay. Oh, you know what? This is really tough. I just had a hard week. Hurricane Irma hit. I had to evacuate college, come back. My classes are a mess. I can't even get into my dorm room. All that. I have to drop everything. That's not really smart either. Okay. So that's what happens when you hit D2. So smart business people don't react. They respond. I'll say it again. Smart business people don't react. They respond. Reacting is emotional. Responding, smart. It's composed. So you've seen this on the group chat, some of you. Next level, help me out here. What are the strategies? Easy strategies, and they're not even that hard, but it helps every time. One of them is on the agenda today. What's a technical strategy to go to when you know you're hitting D2? Plan. Okay. We're going to talk about planning, a planning session called Power Hour. Some of you already know this. But when someone is really stressed, 9 times out of 10, I say, Amanda, have you done Power Hour? No. Do that, call me back. How do you feel? I'm better. Andrew Evans just did that with me. Can we get a call? I'm honestly feeling really overwhelmed. Okay, I'll get a call with you, but I need you to plan this, this, and this before. All right, gets to go. How do you feel? Honestly, I'm way better because I planned, but I mean, everyone's susceptible to this. Okay. So planning. What else? Give me a second thing. You've heard this on the chat. Go ahead.
Oh, reach out to your circle.
That's right. Okay. Circle of influence. The koi. The red dots. Amanda, now you know what that means, right? Okay.
Now I know.
COI. So what does that mean? Reach out. What if you have bad ones? You got to figure these out. That's why this is so important. Or I think Mike Abramas has this awesome strategy. Add one more. Reach out to one more person that's in that circle of influence that can help you. And also be really careful with the circles. There's above, with, and that you mentor and teach. Don't vent to these people. And then you're just all sinking the same shit. You vent up here. Right? See, responding, not reacting, doesn't mean you can't have a stress vent session. That's not. But you have to do it appropriately. Hey, Jeff, do you have a second? I just want to vent. And I just want to do it around other TLA members or my manager. Can I just get 30 seconds? Cool, I'll give you 2 minutes. Wow, yeah. You done? You got 10 seconds. Okay. How do you feel? Sometimes you just need to verbally vomit. I don't know about you. Sometimes I'll call Scott all the time. I don't want you to say anything. I just want to tell you what's pissing me off. You got 2 seconds? He goes, I'll give you 5 minutes. Okay, I just need 3. I can't believe. Do you need anything from me? No, thanks, Scott. I gotta go. That's like once a campaign with me. All right? You would love to see it. Okay. What else? So, circle of influence, plan.
Journal.
What's that? Journal. Plan journal. Oh, so.
Listening.
Ready? Last one. Go sell. I'm telling you. Sell. Sell will either increase your confidence or your bank account or your matrix. All 3 help you feel better. Right? How many of you just experienced that recently? You know, I just moved my matrix. I feel better. Okay. So I'll say this again. All of you are going to go through this. The key is you got to reach out. So here's what I want you to do. As soon as you hit D2, if you feel like you haven't hit it yet, or feel like you're in D2, post it on WhatsApp. Like, hell yeah, here I am. I have arrived. Okay? Let your circles know you hit that poop hit the fan. Let your circles know that poop hit the fan. Next level group. Any any tips? Actually, I'm looking for tips on how to navigate through D2 because you're all here because you've navigated through multiple, in some cases, up to 10 different D2s in your career. You're all still here, Luke.
I would encourage you to that. Don't see it as a bad thing. As long as you are venturing up, like, best thing we can do as managers and mentors is to listen and then handle it, not try to interrupt and do things too early.
Yep.
The best thing you guys can do is just let everything out.
I agree.
We've all gone through the same thing. We're hearing ourselves from 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, it's funny. Funny how that works. You can see it in other people. Sean.
Big thing was like bend up, don't bend like sideways or down. Yeah, especially like when you vent about something, vent to somebody who's been through it. You can't vent to your parents about work if they don't know what you're venting about. So like venting to your mentor is always better.
Hey, ever vent to your parent? That's really positive strategy. Because then they go into parent mode. And they go into, oh, my baby's not good mode. Then, oh, this vector devil. Right, hurt my baby. That's just right. That's good parenting, by the way. It's not them being irrational. It's good parenting. So they get limited information. You're just venting, but you're venting to the wrong source. There you go. Leonardo, can you turn the TV on the side, please? Okay. Other strategies, next level. You've been through. JP, you're just talking about that in your story.
Yeah, so I was going to say, I was going to kind of like reinforce what you said about kind of how I approach the situation where you vent to someone that you wouldn't necessarily, or maybe not vent, but you just like go to someone you wouldn't necessarily go to in your regular circle of influence, to like kind of go outside of that to someone who has a different perspective, different level of influence.
Yeah, you know what's really cool about our team? There are no egos here. There's no one on the team next level and above that says, well, I'm not responding to you because I'm sure you just started, so you can talk to someone else. Like, I would fire them before. I would fire them fast. Like, there's no one like that on our team.
My first time going to TLA, it was 2 months after I started, and I was continuing to. I didn't have an office near me at all. I was like 3 hours away from the office.
That's right.
And I was going through a really rough sales period, and I was feeling overwhelmed, and I wasn't planning at all. So I decided to do that. Reach out to one more person. I reached out to district manager that I wasn't close with, but I respected his style of working with people. And he took some time out to help me plan and just.
A district manager that wasn't responsible for you took time out?
Yeah.
Man,
And,
what a terrible company.
He helped me get back on my sales page.
There you go. I'm telling you, it's helpful culture here. Next level, other strategies? Dalila, last one here.
So whenever I personally find myself being a victim to like my thoughts or just anything like that, what I have been doing lately, it's been really good, is I just go on YouTube and I'll look up how to think positively, how to attract success, how to just something positive, something growth oriented. And like I'll just watch a 10-minute video and I'll take notes on it and I'll just think about it, and it really helps me get out of any kind of negative states.
Yeah, or here's another way to do it. Go onto the news and look at all the negative, nasty stuff that's going on. And be really grateful for what you have. And what's hard for you really ain't that big of a deal. Right? We can do that all day. We'll do one more. I got to roll. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, to the Lila's point, I kind of do the same thing. Like on, if you have the TED app, like TED Talks, they literally have a section on that, and it's like amazing. It's all like, whether it's just talk or poetry or something that connects. It's really good.
Yeah, and to your point, if you want to play a sport, be really good at the sport. Who do you talk to? Coach, or more, even better, someone who's yeah. You say, can I hoop with you? Can I play ball with you? Why? Because you're the starter on the varsity team, and I'm on freshman. Okay, so ready? Everyone, turn around, see behind you. That's who you should reach out to. Okay. Ready? Last few things. Part of what will also help everyone virtually and live here are being self-aware. That's one of the most important things. When you know your strengths, when you're aware, when you understand who you are and what you're about. So one of the assignments, not right now, but it's on the agenda, so I'm going to have a link, is I want you to take the 5 love languages test. Okay? Everyone is wired to express love and gratitude in different ways. The 5 love languages are gift giving, like giving gifts or receiving gifts rather. Okay? Acts of service. Some people show love by helping people, doing things for someone. Physical touch. You ever know someone who's just kind of they always want to hug and they just want to. It's just the real physical touch, and then other people it's like that. It's because 2 people have 2 different love languages. Like me, I am not physical touch, so don't hug me, don't come up to me. When people who are not in my division, you guys are different. When people who are not in my division come up, hey Gambo, and they touch my shoulder, my yeah. I'm serious. You physically watch me at the conference. When people who are not from my team, my family, touch me, I hate it. I'm like, I don't know you. We're not cool like that, right? But you guys, think about those of you that I met last night. You know, the greeting is way different than when you were a rep. Mila, the greeting is way different than when you first started. Why? Because now, you know, you've earned. I think you've earned kind of the whatever that is for me, right? And then mine, there's quality time. That's like my brother and my brother and his wife, the one that's a doctor. They're not words of affirmation. They could sit there on the couch and they're both on their phone and their baby's there and they're not even looking at each other, but they're so in love with that because they're both quality time. They just want quality time and physical touch. So my brother will be on his phone and put his leg on his wife's leg. Right? And then you watch her. She's Sammy. We call Samantha. What the hell is that? Like, I'm different. I'm words of affirmation, as you know. Okay? So I want you to take this test, and it's going to be really cool to see, and we'll compare it at the next prep. Other one is called CVI, Core Values Index. Okay? This is a technical strategy. It was actually implemented by some of our West Coast managers a couple of years ago. Former North Florida was really big into this. This is a really cool assessment of how you're wired naturally. What are your core values? Doesn't mean this is who you are and you can't change it. It just means your go-to values are either builder, merchant, banker, innovator. So the quick version of it, a builder is a doer, right? Merchant is a lover, like, oh, feel good, that's me. Okay. Banker is technical, like list, organized. An innovator is just, creative thought process. That's the short version of it. I want you to find out what you are. So for example, I am a merchant innovator. Okay. Luke is a builder merchant. Okay. Beth Shishmanian is a builder banker. Go figure. You guys know Beth. Okay. So I want you to take this and share it with your manager and be able to share it at the next prep. Cool. This is really cool stuff. Most people pay. They have to be in a specific corporation to get this kind of stuff. This is gonna be fun. Okay. Last. Oh man, what is that noise? And here's how we'll go to break. Ready? Give me 60 to 90 seconds. Ready? 60, 90 seconds. Don't let anyone out prepare you. Okay, that's really important. I think a lot of you have already done this since the last prep. Give up who you are for who you can become. There have been so many decisions that have been made in the last 3 weeks that favor who you're going to become versus who you are. Some of you just being physically here is because of decisions to give up who you are and how you naturally are for who you can become. You are always going to feel incapable and insecure. Otherwise, you're in the wrong room. It's like saying, I'm looking at a man who plays basketball. That's like saying, you know what? I'm a college basketball player, but I want to hoop with the high schoolers. So I know I'll kill it. Sounds silly, right? That's how most of your friends operate. You're putting yourself in a position willingly by being in TLA to be the worst person on the team. And that's the best place you can be, everybody. You're going to tell me you want to quit, and ready? You can't quit, and you're not going to quit. You're just going through D2. And there are people who have quit since the last prep. In their mind, they haven't quit. They think they're quitting. They thought they quit. In fact, there's 7 to 8 people who are not at this prep, won't be at this prep. They quit in their mind. They said they quit. They'll be here. Okay? They're just a massive low place D2 phase right now. Okay? Whatever's making you feel insecure, work on that. So write down the one thing that's making you most insecure real quick. What's making you feel most insecure right now? Real quick, write it down. Focus on that. Money, savings, health, fitness. So a personal relationship, organization, planning, a class. Okay. Pick one non-Cutco, pick one Cutco, one in Cutco. And then confidence is found through action. Don't get caught doing this. Okay, well, what do I have to do? Just go. Just go. True story. So Monday through Wednesday, I got a chance to go to Presidential Leadership Summit. It's the top 5 division managers in Vector. We go to the President's Shore House in Atlantic City. Then we go to a fancy hotel, casino, 5-star, and have a ton of fun. Part of the fun is that we had to, as part of the payoff, we had to go to a spa day. It's terrible. Al made us say, I got you guys massages, so we had to go. checked into the hotel, and you go into this room, and my favorite is the hot steam room. So there's a hot steam room, there's the hot tub, then there's the cold water 15-degree plunge. The water's 15 degrees, as in underneath a lake, cold. So there's the hot steam room, that's the easy way out, right? You know, eucalyptus and you smell it, so nice. Then there's the hot tub, who doesn't love a hot tub? Then there's a cold plunge. Right? And you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it. What's the best way to do it?
Do it.
And I did it first. And after I did it probably 15 more times. You go in and it shocks your system because it's so cold. And the blood flows through everywhere, and it's like going almost into hypothermia real quick. You jump out for blood flow. Yeah, for massive blood flow, and you get alert, and it's all. And then you go into the steam room, like $1 million. Okay, just go, just jump and take the cold plunge. Okay, the solution is almost always communication. Almost always. If you find yourself, and raise your hand if you know what I mean by if you find yourself ducking and hiding. Right, your manager, PDI, response, you're already in a bad place, so reach out. And while everyone else is working really hard and thinking about it, we'll already be 2-3 steps ahead of doing. That's how our team rolls. That's why our team has more startup than everyone else. That's our team has more commitment letters than anyone else. That's why our team is more advanced and more prepared than everyone else. Okay? And we're not comparing families. All you have to know is that you're from this one. That's the only thing you have to know. Cool. Any questions? Outstanding. So we're gonna go to break. This break's gonna be an extended break. We're gonna go 15-minute break. But during the 15 minutes, here's what I want you to do. You're only doing one of 4 things. The restroom here. The code is the year 2017. There's a code, so you type in 2017. Number 2, if you brought a snack and it's out there, you need the snack. That's fine. 3, I want you to find a next level member. So everyone, raise your hand if you're a next level member. Real high. Take a look. There are more people. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and there's only what 9 of you. Okay. So what I'd like all the first years to do is find a next level member and debrief your biggest takeaways from the opening comments. And then go back. What did I have you write down that you were going to share? High point moments, strengths. What are your big takeaways from that? I want you to share that first, and then any other big takeaways from opening comments. Okay, there's now 3:30 exactly. We'll reconvene at 3:45. Cool? All right, get at it and stand up. By the way, if you are virtual, so Kay Pinsker, Tracer, Luke Laughlin, Josie Daco, Trey Hall, Jose Alvarez, Samantha Scribano, Kevin Shen, Malcolm Ali. If you are virtual, you are free to hop off now. You can post your takeaway on the WhatsApp, and you're responsible for watching the rest of the prep on YouTube. I want all the notes and the one page by Friday at 9 p.m. Okay, if you need an exception, reach out. Have an awesome Saturday, boys, girls.
I'm serious.